Saturday, the 1st of January, 1944. Another new year has begun, and we find ourselves still in our hiding place. We have been here now for 1 year, 5 months, and 25 days. It seems our life is at a standstill. We are all a little sinner. The Van Dam's discussions are as violent as ever. Mother still does not understand me, but then I don't understand her either. There is one great change, however, the change in myself. I read somewhere that girls of my age don't feel quite certain of themselves, that they become quite busy and begin thinking of the miracle that is taking place in their bodies. I think that what is happening to me is so wonderful. Not only what can be seen, but what is taking place inside. Each time it has happened, I have the feeling that I have a sweet secret. And in spite of my pain, I long for the time when I shall feel that secret within me again.
It's me. Get up, Margot, it's me.
Mr. Van Dam, Mrs. Van Dam, wake up. Meep is here. Peter, wake up, it's Meep. Mr. Dassel, wake up. Meep is alright.
How are you feeling, Margaret?
Better.
Oh, Meep! And Mr. Grana, oh, what a pleasant surprise!
We've come to bring you New Year's greetings.
You shouldn't have. You should at least have one day to yourself.
Don't say that! It's so wonderful this season! Oh, I can smell the wind and the cold on your clothes.
There you are. How are you, Margaret? Feeling any better?
I'm all right. We filled her full of every kind of pill, so she wouldn't cough and make a noise.
Well, hello, Meep, Mr. Crawler.
With hope for peace in the new year.
Meep, have you seen Mushi? Have you seen him anywhere around?
I'm sorry, Peter. I asked everyone in the neighborhood had they seen a calico cat, but they said no.
Look what Beef has brought us.
A cake.
A cake? I'll go get some plates.
Thank you so much, Lydia. You shouldn't have done it. You must have used all of your sugar rations for weeks. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
A cake. It's been ages since I've even seen a cake. Not since you brought this one last year. Remember? It was around this time last year. It said, peace in 1943. Oh, peace in 1944.
Well, it has to come sometime, you know. Hello, Mr. Dussel.
Hello, Meep.
How are you, Mr. Dussel?
Cold. Here you are, Leaf Girl. Now let's see, how many of us are there?
None for me, thank you.
No thanks.
Oh, please, you must.
I couldn't.
Good, good, that leaves. 1, 2, 3, 7 of us.
8. 8. It's the same number as it always is.
Well, I left Margaret out. I take for granted Margaret won't be eating any.
Why wouldn't she? I think it won't harm her.
All right, all right. I just didn't want to hear her start coughing again, that's all.
And please, Mrs. Frank should cut the cakes this time.
It's not
What's
Mrs.
the
Frank's
difference?
cake, is it me? It's for all of us.
Of course.
Mrs. Frank divides things better.
Oh, come
What
on,
are you
stop
trying to
wasting
say?
time.
Don't I always give everyone the same? Don't I?
Forget it, Curly.
No, I want an answer, don't
Yes,
I?
yes, everybody gets exactly the same. Except Mr. Van Dam, who always gets a little bit more.
That's a lie. She always cuts exactly the same. Please, please. You see what a little sugar cake does to us? It goes right to our heads. Here you are, Mrs. Frank.
Thank you. Now, are you sure you won't have it?
No, really, I have to go in a minute.
All right.
Maybe Mushi went back to the house. They say that cats. Do you ever get over there? I mean, do you suppose you could?
I'll try, Peter. First minute I get, I'll try. But I'm afraid this ain't gonna be.
Make up your mind. Already somebody has had a nice big dinner from that cat of yours.
This cake smells delicious.
It looks delicious.
Dirk's in luck to get a girl who can bake like this.
I have to run. Dirk's taking me to a party tonight.
Oh, how heavenly! Remember now, but everyone is wearing and dressed up and to eat and everything, so you can tell us all tomorrow.
I'll give you a full report.
Oh, you must.
Bye, Vivan.
Goodbye, me.
Just a minute. There's something I'd like you to do for me.
Pooty, where are you going? What do you want? What are you doing?
What's wrong?
No, you
Father
can't
is
take
going
that.
to sell her
That's
pride.
mine!
She's crazy
You
about
can't have
Sell
it!
it.
Is it
No, we
possible?
didn't agree to that!
Possible that
You
anyone
said
is
that!
really
I never agreed to that! You can't take my home!
It's none of
You
your
didn't
darn
give it to
business.
me, I bought
And if
it.
you say,
You have
what
no
do you
right
think
to
I
take
was?
it from
Take
me!
what I-
You can't
I
take
mean,
it
I
from me!
mean
You
it.
take it away from me! You know how important this is to me? You can't have it!
We were just having a little discussion over the viability of the selling of this pot. As I've often reminded Mrs. Van Daan, it's very selfish of her to keep it when there are people outside in such desperate need of clothing. So if you will sell it for us, it should fetch a good price. Oh, and by the way, can you get me some tobacco? I don't care what kind anymore, just get all that you can.
Oh, it's terribly difficult to get it, Mr. Van Daan, but I'll try. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye,
Bye,
me. Thank you for the cake.
Now, Mr. Crawler, are you sure you won't have any cake?
Oh, I'd better not.
You're still feeling badly? What does the doctor say?
I haven't been to him.
Now, Mr. Crawler.
Oh, I tried. But you can't get near a doctor these days. They're so busy. At the weeks, I finally managed to get one on the telephone. I said I'd like an appointment. That I wasn't feeling very well. You know what he answers? Over the phone, stick out your tongue.
Oh.
I have some papers in the office. I wonder if you'd go over them with me?
Of course.
What's happened? Something's happened, hasn't it, Mr. Crawler?
No, really. I want your father's advice.
No, something's happened, I know it.
If it is something that concerns us here, it's better that we all hear it.
But the children.
To say the imagine would be worse than any reality.
Sit down.
There is a man in the storeroom. I don't know whether or not you remember him. Carl, about 50, heavy-set, nearsighted. He come with us just before you left.
He was from Utrecht.
That's the man. A couple of weeks ago, I was in the storeroom and he closed the door. He asked, "How's Mr. Frank? What do you hear of Mr. Frank?" I told him I only knew there was a rumor that you were in Switzerland. He said he heard that rumor too, but he thought I might know something a little bit more. I didn't pay any attention to it. He brought some invoices to the office for me to sign. And while I was going through them, I looked up. He was staring at the bookcase. The bookcase that hides her door. Then he said he wanted more money. 20 guilders more a week.
Blackmail. 20 guilders is very modest blackmail. That's just the beginning.
You know what I think? I think he was the thief that was down there that one night. That is how he knows we are here.
How was it left? What did you tell him?
I told him I had to think about it. What shall I do? Shall I pay him the money or take a chance on firing him? I don't know.
For goodness sake, don't fire him. Keep him here, pay him what he asks, and keep your eye on him.
Is it so much that he's asking? What are they paying nowadays?
He could get it in the Vorplant, but this isn't the Vorplant. Mind you, I don't know if he knows, or if he doesn't know.
Offer him half. We'll soon find out if it's blackmail or not.
And if it is, we've got to pay it, haven't we? Anything he asks, we've got to pay.
Let's decide that when the time comes.
This could all be my imagination. You get to a point nowadays when you suspect everyone and everything. Again and again on some simple look or...
There's a telephone. What does that mean? Is the telephone ringing on a holiday?
That's my wife. I told her I had to go to the office. To call me when she got out of church. Well, off I can pass then, and hope for the best. Goodbye. Goodbye to all of you.
Goodbye, Mr.
Goodbye, Mr. Crawler.
Please be sure to take care of yourself.
You can thank your son for this, knocking over the stool. I tell you, it's only a question of time now.
Sometimes I wish the end would just come, whatever it is.
Now, Margaret,
Then at least we'd know where we were.
you should be ashamed of yourself. Talking that way. Darling, think of how lucky we are. Think of the thousands dying in the war every day. Think of the people in concentration camps.
What's the good of that? What's the good about thinking about misery when you're already miserable? That's stupid!
Anna,
For young, Margaret Pater and I, you could have had your chance. But look at us! If we begin singing Walls of Hole in the World, we're lost. We're trying to hold on to some kind of ideals when everything, ideals, hopes, everything are being destroyed.
now Anna, you
It
really...
isn't our fault the world was in such a mess. We weren't around when this all started.
Anna!
So don't try to take it out on us.
Frank, the child talks as if we started the war. Did we start the war? She left her cake? You left this.
Thanks.
I thought you were fine just now. You know just how to talk to them. You know just how to say it. I'm no good. I never can think, especially when I'm mad. That Dussel. When he said that about Mushi, someone eating him, all I could think is, I wanted to hit him. I wanted to give him such a... that he... That's what I used to do. When there was an argument at school. That's the way I... But here and an old man like that, it is...
Do you mean it, Peter? Do you really mean it?
I said it, didn't I?
Thank you, Peter.
You've got quite a collection.
Wouldn't you like some on your own? I could give you some. Heaven knows you spend enough time there doing heaven knows what.
It's easier. A fight starts or an argument, I duck in there.
You're lucky to have a room to go to. His lordship is always in here. I hardly ever get a minute alone. When they start in on me, I can't turn away. I have to stand there and take it.
You know, you gave some of it back just now.
I get so mad. They form their opinions about everything. But we're still trying to find out. We have problems here that no other people our age have ever had. And as soon as you think you solve them, something comes along and bang! You have to start all over again.
At least you have someone you can talk to.
Not really. Mother, I can't discuss anything you say with her. She doesn't understand. Father's all right. We can talk about everything. everything but one thing. Mother, he simply won't talk about her. I don't think he could be very intimate with anyone if he holds something back. Do you?
I think your father is fine.
Oh, he is, Peter. He is. He's the only one who's ever given me the feeling that I have any sense. But anyways, nothing can take place of school and friends of your own age or near your age, can it?
I suppose you miss your friends and all.
It isn't just... Isn't it funny, you and I? Here we've been seeing each other for every minute for almost a year and a half. And this is the first time we've ever really talked. It helps a lot to have someone to talk to. It helps you let off steam.
Well, anytime you want to let off steam, you can come into my room.
You'll be careful how you say that. I can let off an awful lot of steam.
It's all right with me.
Do you mean it?
I said it, didn't I?
We have bad news. The people from whom we got our ration books have been arrested, so we have to cut down on our food. Our stomachs are so empty that they rumble and make strange noises, all in different keys. Mr. Van Dance is deep and low, like a bass fiddle. Mine is high, whistling like a flute. As we all sit around waiting for supper, it's like an orchestra tuning up. It only needs Tiscotty to raise the baton, and we'd be off in the rise of the Valkyries. Monday is the 6th of March, 1944. Mr. Crawler is in the hospital. It seems he has ulcers. Him says we are his ulcers. Meep has to run the business now, and us too. The Americans have landed on the southern tip of Italy. Father looks for a quick finish to the war. Mr. Dussel is waiting every day for the warehouse men to demand more money. Having been skipping from too much from one subject to another, I can't help it. I feel that spring is coming. I feel it in my whole body and soul. I feel utterly confused. I'm longing, so longing, for everything, for friends, for someone to talk to, someone who understands, someone young who feels as I do.
No, Mr. Dussel. I'm not just yet. How's that? How does that look?
Fine.
You didn't even look.
Of course I did. It's fine.
Margaret, tell me, am I terribly ugly?
Stop fishing.
No, tell me.
Of course you're not. You've got nice eyes and a lot of animation.
A little vague, aren't you?
You are. Just one moment. Girls, may I come in?
Come in, mother.
Mr. Dussel is impatient to get in here.
Heavens, he takes room for himself the entire day.
Anna, you're not going in again tonight to see Peter.
That is my intention.
But you've already been there a great deal of time today.
I was in there exactly twice. Once to get the dictionary and for 3/4 of an hour before supper.
But aren't you afraid you're disturbing him?
Mother, I have some intuition.
Then I may ask you this much, Anna. Please, don't shut the door when you go in.
You sound like Mrs. Van Damme.
No, I don't mean to suggest anything wrong. My only wish is that you wouldn't expose yourself to criticism. That you wouldn't give Mrs. Van Damme the opportunity to be unpleasant.
Mrs. Van Damme doesn't need an opportunity to be unpleasant.
Anna, everyone is on edge. Worried about Mr. Crawler. This is one
I'm
more
sorry,
thing.
Mother. I'm going to Peter's room. I'm not going to let Petronella Van Damme spoil our friendship.
All right.
Why don't you two talk in the main room? It would save a lot of trouble. It's hard on mother, you know, having to hear all those remarks from Mrs. Van Damme and not say a word.
Why doesn't she say a word? I think it's ridiculous for her to take it and take it. May I borrow your shoes?
Sure, but they'll be too big. You don't understand Mother at all, do you? She's not like you. It's not in her nature to fight back.
Anyways, the only one I worry about is you. I feel awful guilty about you.
What about?
I have a feeling every time I go into Peter's room that I am hurting you. If it were me, I'd be wild. I'd be desperately jealous. If it were me.
Well, I'm not.
You're not. Really? Truly? You're not jealous?
Of course I'm jealous. That you've got something to get up in the morning for, but jealous of you and Peter? No.
Maybe he doesn't really like me. Maybe I'm just taking place of his cat. Wouldn't you like to come in with us?
I have a book.
Will you please let me in my room?
Just a minute, dear Mr. Dussel.
You said that 30 minutes ago.
Well, here I go, to run the gauntlet.
Thank you so much.
My goodness, look at her. I don't know what good it is to have a son. I never see him. He wouldn't mind if I killed myself. Just a minute, darling. I would like to have a word with my son, if you don't mind. Oh, what did your father do to your Now, Peter, I don't want you staying up till all hours of the night. You're a growing boy and you need your sleep.
No, don't worry, Mrs. Baghdad. Anna won't stay late. She is going to bed promptly at 9. Aren't you, Anna?
Yes, Mother. May we go now?
Are you asking me? I didn't know I had anything to say about it.
Listen for the chimes on it, yeah?
You know, when I was a girl, it was the boys chasing after the girls.
Oh, you know how young people like to feel that they can have secrets. Peter's room is the only place where they can talk.
Talk? That's not what they called it when I was young.
Aren't they awful? Aren't they impossible? Treating us as if we're still in the nursery.
Don't let it bother you. It doesn't bother me.
I suppose you can't really blame them. They think back on what they were like at our age, but they don't realize how much more advanced we are. When I think of what wonderful discussions we've had. Oh, I forgot. I was going to bring you some more pictures.
Those are fine, thanks.
Don't you want some more? Meek just brought me some new ones.
Maybe later.
I remember when I got that one. I won it. I bet you would make it eat 5 ice cream cones. We'd all been playing ping pong. We'd have the most heavenly times. We'd finish up with the Delphi or the races, where the Jews were allowed. There'd always be a lot of boys around. We'd laugh and joke. I'd like to go back there sometime, for a few days or maybe even a week. But I know after that I'd be bored to death. I think more seriously about life now. I want to be a journalist or something. I love to write. What do you want to do?
Oh, I thought I might go off someplace. Work on a farm or something. Some jobs that doesn't take much brains.
You shouldn't talk that way. You got the most awful inferiority complex.
I know I'm not smart.
That's not true. You're better than me in dozens of things. Arithmetic, algebra, well, you're a million times better than I am in algebra. You like Margaret, don't you? Right from the start you liked her. Liked her much better than me.
I wouldn't say that.
It's all right. Everyone feels that way. Margaret's so good. She's sweet, bright, I'm beautiful and I'm not.
I don't agree at all. I think you're pretty.
That's not true.
And another thing, you've changed from at first, I mean.
I have.
I used to think you were awful noisy.
What do you think now, Peter? How have I changed?
Well, you're quieter.
I'm glad you don't just hate me.
I never said that.
I bet when you get out of here, you'll never think of me again.
That's crazy.
When you get back with all your friends, you'll say, now what did I ever see in that Mrs. Quack Quack?
I haven't got any friends.
Oh, Peter, of course you have. Everyone has friends.
No thanks, not me. I get along all right without them.
Does that mean you can get along without me? I think of myself as your friend.
No, if they were all like you, it'd be different.
Peter, did you ever kiss a girl?
Yes, once.
That picture's crooked. Was she pretty?
Who? Oh, I don't know. I was blindfolded. It was at a party, one of those kissing games.
I suppose that doesn't really count, does it?
It didn't with me.
I've been kissed twice. Once by a man I'd never seen before, kissed me on the cheek when he picked me up off the ice, and I was crying. And the other was Mr. Coopus, a friend of father's, who kissed my hand. You wouldn't say those counted, would you?
I wouldn't say so.
I almost know for certain that Margaret would never kiss anyone unless she was engaged. And I'm sure too that Mother never touched a man before Pim. But I don't know. Things are so different now. What do you think? Do you think a girl shouldn't kiss anyone unless she's engaged or something? It's so hard to try to think, but here we are, the whole world falling around our ears, and you think, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and what do you think?
Well, I suppose it depends on the girl. Some girls, anything they do is wrong, but with other girls, it wouldn't be so wrong with them. Yeah,
I have to go.
that's right. You won't let them stop you from coming.
No. Sometime I might bring my diary. There's a lot I want to discuss over with you. There's a lot about you.
What kinds of things?
I wouldn't want you to see some of it. I thought you were nothing. Just the way you thought about me.
Did you change your mind the way I changed my mind about you?
Well, you'll see.
Sorry.
No. Aha!
By this time, we all know each other so well that if anyone starts to tell stories, the rest can finish it for him. We're having to cut down still further on our meals. What makes it worse, the rats have been at work again. They've carried off some of our precious food. Even Mr. Dussel wishes now that Mushi was here. Thursday, the 20th of April, 1944. Invasion fever is mounting every day. Meek tells us that people outside talk of nothing else. For myself, life has become much more pleasant. I often go to Page's room after supper. Oh, I don't think I'm in love, because I'm not. But it does make life more bearable to have someone whom you can exchange views. No more tonight. P.S. I must be honest. I must confess that I will actually live for the next meeting. Is there anything lovelier than to sit under the skylight and feel the sun on your cheeks and have a darling boy in your arms? I admit now that I am glad the Van Dans have a son and not a daughter. I've outgrown another dress. That's the third. I'm having to wear Margaret's clothes after all. I'm working hard on my French. And now I'm reading La Belle Libanesa.
He is so selfish!
The bread, he was stealing the bread!
It was you! And all this time we thought it was the rats!
No! Mr. Van Daan, how could you? I'm hungry.
We are all of us hungry. Every day I see the children getting thinner and thinner. Your own son, Peter! I've heard him more than his sleep, he's so hungry. But you come in the night and steal food that should go to them! To the children!
He's used to more. He needs more food than the rest of us. He's a man.
You are worse than he is! You're a mother and yet you sacrifice your child to this man! This... Oh, don't think I haven't seen you. Always saving the choicest bits for him. I have what to do day after day, and I have held my tongue. But not any longer! Not after this! I want him to go. I want him to get out of here!
Get out of here?
What do you mean?
Just that. Take your things and get out!
Edith! You are speaking in anger. Cannot mean what you are saying.
I mean exactly that.
For 2 long years we have lived here, side by side. We have respected each other's rights. We have managed to live in peace. Are we now going to throw that all away? I know that this will never happen again. Will it, Mr. Van Daan?
No, no.
If he steals once, he will steal again.
Edith, let us be calm. We'll all go to our rooms, and afterwards we'll sit down quietly and talk this out. We'll find some...
No more talk. Want them to leave.
You throw us out on the streets?
Oh, there are other hiding places.
A cellar, a closet, I know. But we have no money left even to pay for that.
I'll give you the money. Out of my own pocket, I will give it gladly.
We don't need the Nazis to destroy us. We are destroying ourselves.
Give this to me. She will find no place to stay.
Mother, you're not putting Peter out. Peter hasn't done anything.
Peter will stay with us, of course. When I say the children, I mean Peter too.
I'd have to go if father goes.
Peter, that man is no father to you. He doesn't know what it is to be a father.
It wouldn't feel right. I couldn't stay.
Very well then. I'm sorry.
No, Peter, no. I don't care about the food. They can have mine. I don't want it. Only don't send them away. It will be daylight soon, so be hot.
Please, Mother.
They're not going now. They will stay with us until Mead finds them a place. But one thing I insist on. He must never go anywhere near where the food is being stored. We are to divide what we have, an equal share for each. You are to make him his food upstairs and bring it down here for him to eat.
No, we have not sunk so far that we're going to fight over a handful of rotten potatoes.
Mr. Frank, Mrs. Frank.
Please, Mr. Dussel.
Margaret, Anna, Peter,
Please
Mr.
stop.
Van Daan, Mrs. Van Daan, myself, Mr. Frank, Mrs. Frank, Margaret.
It's me,
At this hour?
No, it must be trouble.
Mr. Dussel. I beg you, don't let us see a
Anna.
thing like this.
Stop it!
Peter,
You're keeping
Mr.
all
Van
the
Daan,
big ones for yourself.
myself.
Look at that
Stop
one!
it!
And that one!
Stop it!
Mr. Frank, the most wonderful news! The invasion has begun! Did you hear that, everybody? Did you hear what I said? The invasion has begun!
Where?
The invasion!
Where?
It began early this morning.
How do you know?
The radio, the BBC, they said they landed on the coast of Normandy.
The British.
British, Americans, French, Dutch, Poles, Norwegians, all of them. More than 4,000 ships.
Peter, come quickly!
And General Eisenhower. D-Day, they call.
Oh, thank God it's come. Oh, finally. Strange. Yes. Yes. Finally.
I'm going to tell Mr. Crawler. This will be better than any blood transfusion.
What part of Normandy many did they land? Did they say?
No, Mrs. That's all I know now. I'll be up the minute I hear some more.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Whoopi, what is it? What happened?
Please, I'm so ashamed. For goodness sake, Mr. Van Daan.
Didn't you hear what he said? The invasion has begun. We're going to be liberated. This is the time to celebrate. Peter,
To steal bread from the children.
Mr. Dawson, please. Mr. Dawson, Mr. Dawson, you've all done things we're ashamed of.
Look at me. The way I treated mother. So mean and horrid to her.
No, Adela, no.
No,
I was awful.
no one is as bad as me. Stop it. Now let's be happy.
Schnaps, Laheim.
We did.
When I think of the horrible things that I've said,
No, you were right.
that I should speak that way to you, our friends, our guests.
Stop it. You're spoiling the entire invasion. Mr. Van Daan. I mean, Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank.
Who's the invasion? Laheim.
Laheim!
We are all in much better spirits these days. There's excellent news of the invasion. The best part about it is that I have a feeling that friends are coming. Who knows? Maybe I'll be back in school by fall. Haha, the joke is on us. The warehouse man doesn't know us sing, and we're paying him all of that money. Wednesday, the 2nd of July, 1944. The invasion seems to be temporarily bogged down. Mr. Carter has to have an operation, which looks bad. The Gestapo has found a radio that was stolen. Mr. Dussel says that they'll trace it back to us and back to the sea. And then it's just a matter of time till they get us. Everybody's low. Even poor Pim can't raise his spirits. I have often been downcast myself, but never in despair. I can shake up everything if I write. But, and that is the great question. Will I ever be able to write well? I want to so much. I want to go on living even after my death. Another birthday has gone by, and now I am 15. Already I know what I want. I have a goal, an opinion.
There it goes again. The telephone, Mr. Frank. Do you hear?
Yes, I hear.
But this is the third time. The third time in quick succession. It's a signal. I tell you it's me trying to get us. For some reason she can't come to us and she's trying to warn us of something.
Please, please. You're wasting your breath.
Something has happened. For 3 days now, Meep hasn't been to see us. And today not a man has been to work. There hasn't been a sound in this building.
But perhaps it's Sunday. We may have lost track of the days.
You have us a diary. What day is it?
No, I do not lose track of the days. It's Friday the 4th of August. A Friday, and not a man at work. Mr. Crawler is dead. That is the only explanation. He's dead. They've closed down the building and Neef is trying to warn us.
She never telephoned us.
Mr. Frank, answer that. I beg you, answer it.
No. Just pick it up and listen. You don't have to speak. Just listen and see if it's me.
For goodness sake, I ask you.
No. I've told you no. I'll do nothing that might let anyone know we're in the building.
Mr. Frank's right.
There's no need to tell me what side you're on. Believe if we wait patiently. Quietly. Help will come.
I'm going down.
Mr. Dussel. Don't.
Too late.
So we just wait here and
until we die?
I can't stand it anymore. I'll kill myself. I'll kill myself.
For heaven's sake, stop it, stop it.
I bet you wouldn't care if I did. I bet you want me to die.
Well, whose fault is we're here in the first place? We could have been somewhere safe in America or Switzerland.
But no, you wouldn't leave when I wanted to. You couldn't leave your precious things or your precious vanity.
Don't touch me!
Look, Peter. The sky. What a lovely day. Aren't the clouds beautiful? You know what I do, but it seems like I could stand being cooped up for 1 more minute. I sing myself out. I sing myself on a walk in the park, where I used to go with him. There's the daffodils and the crocus and the violets all grow down the slopes. You know what's the best part about singing yourself out? You can have it any way you like. You can have the roses and the violets and the chrysanthemums all blooming at the same time. It's funny. I used to take it all for granted, and now I've gone crazy with everything to do about nature. Haven't you?
I've just gone crazy. I think if something doesn't happen soon, if we don't get out of here, I can't stand much more of this.
I wish you had a legend, Peter.
No thanks, not me.
Oh, I don't mean you have to be orthodox or believe in heaven and hell and purgatory and things. I just mean some religion. It doesn't matter what. Just to believe in something. When I think of all that's out there, the trees, the flowers, the seagulls, when I think of the dearness of you, Peter, and the goodness of the people we know, Mr. Crawler, me, Dirk, the vegetable man, all risking their lives for us every day. When I think of those good things, I'm not afraid anymore. I find myself, God, and I...
That's fine, but I think I start to get mad. Look at us, hiding out for 2 years, unable to move, caught here like a... just waiting for them to come and get us. And all for what?
We aren't the only people that have to suffer. There's always been someone who had to, sometimes one race, sometimes another, and
That
yet...
doesn't make me feel any better.
I know it's terrible trying to have any faith when people are doing such horrible... But you know what sometimes I think? I think the world may be going through a phase, the way I was with butter. It won't pass, maybe for hundreds of years, but I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are really good at heart.
But I want to see a change now. Not 1,000 years from now.
But if you'd only look at us, that we're just a little minute in life, that we're part of a great pattern. Look at us, going at each other like a couple of stupid grown-ups. Look at the sky now. Isn't it lovely? Someday, when we're outside again,
For the past 2 years, we have lived in fear. Now we may live in hope.
Ackman! Eisstiel! Ackman!
our stay here is over. They're waiting for us now. They've allowed us 5 minutes to get our things. We can each take a bag and whatever else will holiday. Nothing else. So, dear diary, sent to me as I must leave you behind. Goodbye for a while. P.S. Please, me or Mr. Crawler or anyone else, if you should find this diary, will you please do it safe for me? Because someday, I hope.
Schnell! Schnell! Sei still. Schnell! No more.
I had gone to the country to find food. When I got back, the block was surrounded by police.
We made it our business to find out how they knew. Thought it was deceived, but we shall never know.
Seems strange to say this. That anyone could be happy in a concentration camp. But Anna was happy in the camp in Holland where they first took us. After 2 years of being shut up in these rooms, she could be out in the sunshine, the fresh air that she loved.
Mr. Frank, would you like some coffee?
No, thank you. The news of the war was good. The British and the Americans were sweeping through France. We felt sure that they could get to us on time. September we were told that we would be shipped to Poland. Also men to one camp, the women to another. I was sent to Auschwitz. They to Belsen. In January we were freed. Those of us who were left. But the war wasn't yet over. So it took us a long time to get home. Each time we'd stop at a siding or a crossing, we'd all get out and go from group to group. Where were you? Were you at Belsen? Buchenwald, Mauthausen? Is it possible that you knew my wife? You ever seen my son? My husband, my daughter? That's how I found out about my wife's Edith's death. Margaret? Sir Van Dant? Dussel? Peter? But Anna, I still hoped. Yesterday I went to Rotterdam. I'd heard of a woman there who'd been at Belsen with Anna. I know now.
In spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart.
She puts me to shame.